Today we're going to be animating this cute chameleon in Procreate Dreams. Okay, so to get started, let's go ahead and start a new Procreate Dreams file. So if you click on the little plus right here at the top, I think we're just going to stick with the widescreen right now. So that's just going to be an HD quality size. And we're just going to hit empty. And there is our file. So now what we need to do is we need to bring in our Procreate assets over into Dreams. So I'm going to go back to Procreate here. And what I've done is I've got, see what layers I have. I have the leaves on a layer. I have the bug on a layer. I have his eye on a layer, head on a layer, legs, the stick that he's standing on, and then his body, and then the background. They're all on separate layers. So that's what we're going to use today. So what we're going to do is make sure I hold it down and don't let go. Go over to Dreams, drag and drop that in. Alright, and then we just need to position it where it fills up the canvas here. And we might have to make it a little bit bigger so it'll fill. It's really hard sometimes to match exactly. So if you just like make it a little bit bigger, it should be fine. Okay, so there we are. We have our Procreate file in here. Now what we need to do is we need to convert this to the layers that we had when we were over in Procreate. So what you do is you hold down on the track here and then you click on convert layers to tracks, and that will create a group. You can see now it is a group, and then if you click on the little arrow right there, it'll open it up. And then we should have all of our layers here that we had over in Procreate Dreams. So the first thing I'm going to animate is probably these leaves right here. So let's go to the leaf layer here. And actually, you know what? I need to go ahead and set my parameters first. So I'm going to click on the title here. And we're going to go into properties. And the first thing I'm going to do is set the frames per second. I'm going to do those frame by frame. And the duration of this animation probably not going to be over 10 seconds. So let's set that to 10. And then we need to go to the 1 minute here and just hit the backspace on that. And that will get rid of that. And then the 1920 by 1080 is our size of our canvas. And that should be good. Hit done. Okay, now you can see it's shrunk that full animation down to 10 seconds, which is probably all we're going to need. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move these leaves around, and I'm going to probably just use performance mode. So what performance mode is, it records your movements as you move them with your finger. Alright, so the first leaf, let's see, we want to click on the little clacker there. We're going to hit move, move and scale. We need to click on those three little dots right there, and we need to edit this anchor point. We want to put it down there next to the stem. Okay, so that's where we want our rotation to start from. Alright, and now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the little circle here, which is the record button. You can see it says ready, and just as soon as we start moving this asset here, it will start recording, and we can just keep moving it until it gets to the end right here. So what I want to do is click on an edge until I get that little curve line right there, and then we're just going to move this thing just like this. Until it gets over there to the end of the 10 seconds. Alright, and that should do it. We'll turn that off and let's see what it looks like. Here we go. Our leaf is moving around in the wind. That's what we wanted. Okay, so let's do the same thing with our other leaf. So we're going to put it down here on this leaf. I'm going to bring it to the front there. I'm going to click on the three little dots here. We're going to edit its anchor point and put it over there on the stem. Alright, and then we're going to click on the record button. Click on one of the edges right there till we get our little curve line. And now, kind of move him around. Okay, that did it. Turn that off. Now we can get both of our leaves are moving now. Alright, that looks good. Okay, next, let's move our fly. So we want, let me see which layer that is. There he is right there. Alright, and we're probably going to do him also, performance mode. But we want to start him off of the screen. So I'm going to hit move and scale. And I'm going to take him off the edge here. Alright, and then we're going to go into performance mode. What I'm going to do is going to have him come over here and then come back and kind of stop right there in front of the chameleon. And I want that not to the end because we've got some more animation there at the very end. So maybe I want this to end up maybe at 6 seconds possibly. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to click on the record button again. Alright, and then as soon as we start moving him, the recording will start. And we're going to stop him right there. Alright, I think that's what I wanted. So we got him coming in right there. He's flying around. And then he's going to stop right there in front of the chameleon. Alright? Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to move the chameleon's head. So I drew the body and the bottom of his lip, or the bottom of his mouth, on one layer. So if you turn off the head here, you can see the bottom of his mouth is still there. The reason I did that is I'm just going to rotate the head up to open his mouth. You know what though, before we do that, let's do the eye next. I think that's going to be the best one to do next. So our eyeball. And the eyeball is right here. And what we want to do is we basically want to follow that fly's movement. Alright, so I'm going to do again with the performance mode. Alright, and then as soon as we move it, it's going to start. Alright, I think that's good. We followed it pretty good. See what it looks like. Yep, he's following along with the bug, and that's what we wanted. Alright, so I'm going to turn that off. We got that part done. Now let's go to the head, and we can do this part. So I basically just want the head to stay like it is until the bug gets to the front of his mouth here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open his mouth. So we need to click on move and scale. So that's going to set the first keyframe in the original position. And then I want to move this over until when the fly stops in front of his mouth. So about right here, I'm going to click move again, and we're going to leave it in that same position. And then from here, we're going to have him slowly open his mouth. So again, right there, we need to set the anchor point. I think I want it to rotate from right down here at the bottom. Alright, done. Alright, and then we're going to click on one of the edges here. Alright, and we're going to have his mouth open up. And this is not performance mode, so we're just going to open it. And it looks like we're going to have to move that eye also. Alright, so let me maybe we'll do that. We'll move that up to there. Let me see what that does. So the fly comes in, he's going around to the top. Eye is following it. All right, that's good. That will work. All right. And now we need a tongue. So I don't have a tongue, so we need to draw the tongue. And I want it under the head. So I am going to, I think this is my head layer here. I'm going to click on the legs, which is the next layer under here. And we're going to hit plus sign and track. So we're going to add a new track here. All right, and the tongue is probably going to appear as soon as he starts to open his mouth. So I'm going to take it to where the mouth is opening up, about right there. All right, and then we need to draw a tongue. So let me choose the drawing mode here. And then this pink color is good. We're going to, all right, so we're going to just draw. I've got an eraser tool on. Let's see what brush I got. Streamliner. I think that should be okay. All right, so little tongue is starting to appear. And then, you know what, I'm going to stretch this out so we'll be able to see frame by frame a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go over here. And this is going to be kind of like just onion skin in it. So we're doing it frame by frame animation now. I guess we just want to maybe just duplicate it. And then we're just going to make this next one a little bit longer. So you just make it a little bit more, and then we're going to hold that one down and duplicate it. And go over to that one, and we're just going to make it just keep. Keep making it go out. Okay, let's duplicate it again. All right, and then we're just going to make it a little bit longer. I don't like the way that looked out. That's fine. And then duplicate it again. So if you're enjoying the content, I have a small favor to ask that makes a huge difference. Subscribing to my channel is like giving a virtual high five, and it means the world to me. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining an incredible community of awesome people who love art just as much as you do. Imagine being part of something bigger where every view, like, and comment helps us grow and reach more awesome folks just like you. Plus, subscribing is super easy. It's just one click, but that one click has a ripple effect, helping me create more content, bringing new ideas to life, and spreading positivity all around. And hey, in the spirit of kindness, how about this? Subscribe and then go out and do something nice for someone today. Hold the door open for a stranger, leave a kind note for a coworker, or simply smile at someone who looks like they need it. Let's make the world a bit brighter together. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's make amazing things happen. Thank you for your support. You're the reason this channel exists. Make it a little bit longer. Hold it down. Duplicate it again. Move over to that frame that you just duplicated. Just draw it out a little bit farther. I'm just going to keep doing that. Duplicate. Go over to that frame. Draw it a little bit longer. Duplicate it again. I'm just going to keep doing that until we get to the fly. Got to duplicate it. Alright. Alright. I think we've reached him good enough. And now what we need to do is we need to retract the tongue and retract the fly also. But let's just do let's concentrate on the tongue first. So we're going to just keep doing this, duplicate it again. And now we are going to delete it or erase it. And then we'll finish that up. I think I want it to go out a little quicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this tongue again, and we're just going to probably do it even a little bit faster than that. We'll bring this tongue out more. This one we're going to come out to here, there, and then this one all the way. Okay, and then we'll take these and we'll slide these over. That's him retracting. Let's see what that looks like now. Yeah, I think that's much better. We could do it actually a little bit faster, but just for the animation process, I think that's good. You guys can make yours a little bit quicker if you want, just like make less frames. Alright, and now we need to move that fly where he goes into the mouth. So let's go back to the layer that had the fly on it. And that is, I think it's that one, yeah. Alright, and let's move that fly over here. Alright, and then the tongue's going to come out right there. And this is where we need to set a keyframe. Alright, and then we need to... Okay, move that fly to there. Move that fly to there. Move him, just keep on doing this until we get the fly in the mouth. You know what, we can probably right here, we can move it to there. And then what we want to do is we want to start another keyframe, but in a different type. So we're going to go up to our main track here and click on the clacker. We're going to filter it now. And we're going to do an opacity. I'm going to start with 100%. So that's good. And then we're going to move over just a little tiny bit. We're going to click on it again. We're going to take that opacity all the way down. So the bug is going to kind of just disappear. Yonk. Okay, disappeared. And now we need to close the mouth again. So let's go back to the, I think it's the head. After the bug disappears, we're going to click on it. We're going to move it. Move and scale. And now we can move it to the end of the, well, maybe not to the end, but right, maybe almost to the end. And we're going to click on it again. We're going to hit move, move and scale, and then we're going to close. We're going to close his mouth. Okay, let's see what it looks like. There we go. Everything looks great. All right, now there's one more thing that I want to do. And is I want to, he's a chameleon, right? So he has to change some colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the body layer. You know what? Before I do that, I just now noticed something. It's going to look funny if the body changes color and the head don't. So what we need to do is color change for both things at the same time. So the head is here. We want to group it. I'm going to click on that button. We're going to pick that, and we're going to pick the body right there. And we're going to hold down on them, and we're going to hit group. All right, so that should have put both of them in the same group, which is right here. And now when he starts to open his mouth again, okay. So right before that, I'm going to go ahead and hit this filter and do the HSB. We're just going to leave it like it is. And then we're going to come over about there, and then we're going to filter it again. We're going to hit HSB, and now we're going to change the hue. Actually, let me move it over so I can see it. Hue. We don't want him to turn blue. We're going to kind of make him go brownish. Maybe less saturation, maybe darker. Funny, his eyes changing color too, but that's okay. All right, and then till he eats the fly, and then right here we're going to do it again, HSB, and then we're going to try to take him back to his green color. He was a little bit brighter, but anyway, if he doesn't return to exactly what he was like, that's fine too. Okay, and that is it. I think we are done. Hit done on that. Alright guys, and I'll leave you with the final animation at the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has helped you learn how to use Procreate Dreams much better. If you would like these assets that I made, you can download them over on the Patreon. It's a really good deal. I've got all of the assets for both of my websites, the digital YouTube channel and also the traditional material YouTube channel. Everything's in one tier on Patreon, and you can get the assets for both channels all for one cheap price, less than a cup of coffee. So with that, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. Take care.